Okay, so have you ever felt like just completely overwhelmed running your business? Like you're constantly putting out fires left and right.
Oh, yeah, tell me about it. It's like a never-ending game of whack-a-mole, right?
Exactly. Especially for small and medium-sized businesses, feels like you're handling everything yourself.
And just when you think you've got a handle on one thing, bam, another one pops up.
You're reading my mind. Hey, that's why we're here today to dive into a potential secret weapon, certified professional employer organizations,
CPEOs.
CPEOs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. That sounds kind of complicated.
Right, like something out of a business textbook.
Yeah, but don't worry, we've got you covered. We'll break it all down. We've got some great info from the IRS, ESAC, even some articles on how CPOs can really make a difference.
Because the bottom line is this, CPEOs can be a game changer, especially for SMBs.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. What exactly is a CPEO?
So in a nutshell, a CPEO is like your business partner who swoops in and takes care of all those essential HR tasks, payroll, benefits, compliance, all that fun stuff.
Sounds like they're taking on a lot. What makes them so special?
The certified part is key. That means they've been through a super rigorous certification process by the IRS. It's not easy to get that certification. They really have to prove themselves.
So it's not just anyone who can say, hey, we're a CPEO. This is like the gold standard.
Exactly. They're held to a much higher standard, which is great news for business owners.
What does that mean for a business owner on a practical level?
Well, for starters, they're financially stable. The IRS makes sure of that. They've got to prove they can meet their payroll obligations, even if the business they are partnering with hits a rough patch.
So it's like an extra layer of security.
Exactly. Peace of mind knowing your employees will get paid no matter what.
That's huge. I mean, payroll is so important. It's not something you want to mess around with.
Absolutely. And that's why that IRS certification makes all the difference. You're working with a company that's been thoroughly vetted.
Okay, I'm starting to see the appeal here. But let's say I'm a business owner listening to this for the first time. How does this whole co-employment thing work? And why should I care?
Great questions. So with co-employment, think of it like this. You're still the boss. You're still calling the shots for your business. But the CPEO comes in as a partner and takes care of all the HR stuff behind the scenes. So you can focus on what you do best running your business.
So it's like having a right-hand person to handle all the HR stuff.
Exactly. And that frees you up to actually focus on growing your business.
Which is the whole point, right?
100%. Now let's talk about the nitty-gritty, the benefits.
Okay, lay it on me.
First up, imagine saying goodbye to payroll and tax headaches.
Music to my ears.
No more spending hours upon hours trying to figure out those forms and deadlines.
I can already feel the stress melting away.
Right. With the CPEO, you've got streamlined processing, automated systems, and most importantly, everything is compliant.
Compliance, that's a big one. No one wants to mess with the IRS.
Absolutely. And you know what else is awesome? CPEOs can help you level up your HR game.
Oh, yeah. How so?
Well, think about it. Smaller businesses often struggle to offer the same perks and benefits as the big guys, right?
Yeah, it's tough to compete.
Exactly. But with a CPEO, you suddenly have access to those big company benefits. Better health insurance, retirement plans, the works.
Wait, really? So it's like they give you buying power.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And it's not just about the benefits themselves. You also get access to HR experts, people who live and breathe employment law and can help you navigate those tricky situations.
So instead of trying to figure it all out yourself, you've got a team of pros in your corner.
You got it. And speaking of pros, let's talk about risk management.
Okay, risk management, that sounds important.
It's huge. Think workers' comp, safety programs, all that stuff. A CPEO helps you minimize those risks and create a safer workplace for everyone.
Okay, I'm starting to see why business owners are so gung-ho about CPEOs.
They really can be a game changer. In fact, I actually read about this one company, Acme Tech, I think it was.
Okay, Acme Tech, what happened?
So they were spending something like 15 hours a week on payroll.
15 hours? That's almost 2 full workdays.
I know, right? It was brutal. But once they partnered with the CPEO, they were able to cut that down to just 2 hours a week.
2 hours? Seriously?
Seriously. That's the power of a good CPEO. They free up your time so you can focus on what really matters.
That's amazing. I bet the owner of Acme Tech was thrilled.
Thrilled is an understatement. But, not all CPEOs are created equal. Choosing the right one for your business is crucial.
Okay, so how do you do that? What should a business owner look for?
First things first, figure out what you need. What are your biggest pain points?
Payroll, HR, risk management. We've covered a lot of ground.
Exactly. Once you know what you need, you can start looking for a CPEO that specializes in those areas.
So it's like finding the right specialist for your needs.
Exactly. And just like you check out a doctor's credentials, you want to do the same with a CPEO.
So that IRS certification is key.
Absolutely. Make sure they have a solid track record, good client reviews, all that good stuff.
Due diligence is key, right?
100%. And here's another thing to remember. Co-employment means you're entering into a partnership.
So it's not just a vendor relationship.
Right. You really need to be on the same page with your CPEO. Make sure you understand how the responsibilities are shared, what the contract says, all of that.
Transparency is key.
Absolutely. And don't underestimate the importance of cultural fit.
Cultural fit, like with a new employee.
Exactly. You're going to be working closely with these people, so you want to make sure it's a good match.
That makes sense. So let's say you found the perfect CPEO. What happens next?
Well, implementation is next. And communication is key.
Okay, communication, how so?
Make sure you bring your team on board early on. Explain what's happening, why you're bringing in a CPEO, and how it's going to benefit everyone.
Get everyone on the same page from the start.
Precisely. You'll also need to gather all your employee data, get everything organized for a smooth handoff.
So a little bit of upfront work, but then it's smooth sailing.
You got it. And once the partnership is up and running, it's important to define what success looks like.
Okay, how do you measure success with a CPEO?
Think about your goals. Are you trying to save time on payroll, reduce risk, improve employee satisfaction?
Those all sound like good things.
They are. And once you know what you want to achieve, you can track those metrics and make sure the partnership is delivering.
So regular check-ins are important.
Definitely.
No.
Don't just assume everything is fine. Stay engaged with your CPEO, address any issues that come up, and make sure the partnership is thriving.
It's really about that active partnership, isn't it? Making sure everyone's on the same page and things are moving in the right direction.
100%. Communication is key.
Absolutely. We've covered so much ground in this deep dive. I feel like we've gone from CPEO, what's that, to really understanding how they can be such a valuable asset.
It's all about empowering business owners with the right knowledge, right?
Exactly. So for our listeners out there, the ones who might be feeling overwhelmed, maybe a little lost in the weeds of running their business, what's the one thing you hope they take away from this deep dive?
I think the biggest takeaway here is that a CPEO isn't just another expense, it's an investment. It's an investment in your business, in your employees, and in your own peace of mind.
I love that, an investment. Because it's not just about what you're spending, it's about what you're gaining. Right?
Exactly. You're gaining time, expertise, and let's be honest, a whole lot less stress.
Who wouldn't want that?
Seriously. And in today's business world, that's more valuable than ever.
That's a great point. It's a lot to think about, and I think this deep dive has given us a lot to consider.
I agree.
As always, a huge thank you to you for sharing your incredible insights with us today. It's always a pleasure having you.
It's always a pleasure being here. I'm all about helping businesses thrive.
And to all our amazing listeners, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of CPEOs. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, happy diving.